Hey guys, so welcome to the show Viva-Talks. I'm glad you guys were able to make it tonight. Let me fix my light to make sure that we have proper lighting. All right, so that looks good. Okay, so like I said, welcome to Viva-Talks. I am Alicia, and on social media platforms, my name is VivaKolor because I like colors and I like style and fashion. But on the lives, I'm not going to really talk about fashion on this live. It's going to be more stuff that's going on in the world and topics that need to be discussed. So let's get into what this my segments are going to be about. So I'm just going to go over the today's episode. I'm just going to go over the logistics and basically what I hope to accomplish from the live, the objectives and the times and all that good stuff. Okay, so all right, so today's episode I titled it The Monologue because I'm just going to be the only one talking. But in the future, I'm going to have guest speakers who are also going to share their input on, the topics that I'm going to have. So let's go over the logistics. So like I said, I'm Alicia, and you can find me on social media as VivaKolor. And I want to keep these lives personal. If you have something you want to say, put it in the chat. It's just going to be very intimate. I don't want it to be like a live that you don't know me. You can address me by my name, which is Alicia. I don't want to be called VivaKolor on here. All right. So the objectives of the lives. So it's basically, I want this to be a journey that takes us to a place of understanding and, looking at the world in a broader perspective. I find that most of the times people, human nature, we tend to look at things based on what other people tell us, the normalities of the world or social norms. And I want this live to be a place where people kind of are more open-minded and look at it in a way people look at it in a way that you form your own opinions. You don't just base what you're saying off of what other people are telling you. So the objective is to basically learn new things. I want you to think outside the box, and I'm going to be doing these things as well. Oh, just to give you a little insight, I have a professional background in school counseling. So this is why I'm passionate about certain topics, but also with my research of the topics that we're going to be talking about on the lives, that's how we're going to format these discussions. So basically, the objective of the lives is for you to learn new things, think outside the box, and to explore, explore different things in the world, different topics that you might never thought about. I want you to just come up with your own thoughts, learn from it, listen to others, and just have a good time. So sometimes the episodes are going to make you laugh. Sometimes the episodes are going to make you think a little deeper. And sometimes the episodes are going to make you cry. I'm trying to get to a point where I have topics that it's not necessarily to hurt anyone, but for people to just have an understanding of what other people are going through and to just create your own perception when it comes to different subjects in the world. So that's the objectives. So the lives are going to be bi-weekly, every other Thursday at 6 p.m. So I'm not going to have the live next week. I'm going to have it the week after, which I think is the 16th. Yeah, this is easier for me because I can gather my resources, especially with the guest speakers, to make it more functional and to make it professional. I don't have to rush, to get everything going. So it gives me a little bit more time until the lives build up. Then maybe I can have it like every week. But for now, I think every 2 weeks is better for the lives. All right. So what I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about a lot of subjects in the world, a lot of humanitarian things, like even with what's going on with the flooding in Louisiana. That's something that I would like to help out with. Those things I'm passionate about. I want to talk to people and be around people who help me to think outside the box and to learn new things. I want to constantly keep growing. And in order for me to keep growing, I need a little challenge. So this is basically what I want the lives to be. Not too challenging, but challenging to the point where you're thinking on your own. So like I said, we're going to have topics that's going to make you laugh, cry. Maybe it's going to make you upset, but it's going to be a place of soul searching. I want you guys to really think about the topics. It's not going to be topics that are like yes or no. It's going to be topics that are going to make you think like, wait a minute, if I say yes, then I have to think about this aspect of the topic or that aspect of the topic. And an example of a topic that we're going to use this example, the whole segment, an example of a topic that I think will make you think outside the box is if you're a parent and the topic is, should you bring a child to visit an incarcerated parent? And that's not a topic that you're going to say yes or no. It's going to make you think about different aspects of bringing that child to visit that parent in prison. So that's what my topics are going to be about. And if I do a topic like that, I would like to have a guest speaker who, has a personal reference to that topic. I might have someone who is the child and they're grown up and their parent was incarcerated and they never visited the parent, or the parent did visit them. Or I might have a parent who is in that situation where they're bringing their child to visit the other half who is incarcerated, or vice versa. But I want to make these lives very personal with the guest speakers. I want the guest speakers to have some personal reference to the topics. And like I said, that's why I'm doing these lives every 2 weeks, because I know it might be a little challenging to really find people who want to share openly. That's not easy. All right, so we went over the logistics of the lives every other Thursday, 6 p.m. for 45 minutes. I think 45 minutes is a good time. My sister was telling me before that I don't like to talk too long, and it's true, but these lives are going to help me to speak longer by myself, where I don't need anyone else to. Oh, let me rewind a little bit. I was doing some lives before, and it didn't work out, but I really liked those lives. I really like to have a platform where I'm speaking and sharing more about myself, because I feel like when I'm on the lives, I am actually being myself as per se to when I'm posting a picture to my social media. The lives, this is who I am when you see me on the lives. There's no hidden agenda. Okay. So when it comes to the chat, there's going to be a moment where maybe midway through the lives, I'm going to say, okay, let's go into the chat to see the comments, what people are saying, and such and such. I'm not going to be going back and forth to the chat comments as the speaker is speaking or I'm speaking. I want it to be like very systemic where, okay, we have the introduction, we have the middle part, and then we have the break for the chat, and then we go back to more talking and then closing. So I think that is going to work. I think that's going to work well. I mean, if you guys have any suggestions, then you can share your suggestions. But I think for now, I want it to be like very orderly and cohesive. I mean, it's not going to always work out that way because that's just life. But if it does, then, you know. All right. So I'm just going to share some more information about myself. So like I said, I have a professional background in school counseling. I work with children who from K to 8, from K to grade 8. I love working with kids. I think they're wonderful. I find that when working with children in the public schools, you don't really, as a counselor, you don't really get to really work with them in the way that you want to. You know, there's always ethics that you have to think about. You have to think about the legalities and stuff like that. So it's a lot when you work with kids in the public school. But yeah, I have a background in counseling, but I have a love for fashion. That's what I talk about, style, a lot on my social media platforms. That's what I'm about. I've been blogging as a style blogger for, I think, maybe 8 years now. I started out as a nail blogger a long time ago, and I stopped because I started my master's program in school, and it became too much work for me to continue painting my nails at least 4 times a week. So I stopped that. I pursued my degree, and then I went back to blogging. And when I got back into blogging, I realized that the whole game changed. So I started doing fashion blogging because I said, okay, I like fashion and it's easier. But, you know, as we all know, on social media, they are in control of the algorithm and everything like that. But I have my own website, VivaKolor.me. When you have your own website, you have more power as to these social media platforms, which limit your power. So yeah, that's basically me in a nutshell. And I like bright colors. Yeah, I think that's basically what I'm about. Professional background in counseling. I like style and fashion. I like to laugh. All right, so let's get into the guest speakers. I'm very passionate about guest speakers coming on the lives because I find that when you have a guest speaker that comes to talk about the topic that you propose, it gives more clarity and from a different angle. You know, you're going to get used to me talking every week, but if you have somebody that is new and they have some personal experience with the topic, you might look at it in a different manner. You know, it's just, you want to hear topics and discussions from other people. It might make more sense if somebody says, the guest speaker says it, as opposed to if I say it. So this is why I'm very big on guest speakers. And I also want to give people a chance to talk about what's going on. You know, some people might not have a platform to share their life experience. And when you give that to them, you're kind of helping them to own their voice. So I'm going to have guest speakers who I trust. And like I said, they're going to add a little flair to the lives, especially with the topics. And like I said before, I want the topics and the guest speakers to have a hands-on experience with those topics. So that is the number one aim for me with the guest speakers. Yes, I do think that the guest speakers are going to add a lot of value to these lives. You know, because they might know something that I don't know, and it's going to also be a learning experience for me. Um, which is also another reason why I like doing these lives, because sometimes I have to sit back. Sometimes I come into the live thinking that I know a lot, and then you have somebody else say something from a different perspective. You're like, oh yeah, I never thought of it that way. And I got a lot of that when I was doing the other lives this summer. So this is why I'm passionate about continuing my lives and just doing this. So when the guest speakers come on, I want them to be comfortable. And if they're not comfortable talking about a topic, or if they're not comfortable talking about something pertaining to the topic, it's okay. I'm not going to pressure them. I'm just going to move on to another question or something else. I'm not going to pressure the guest speakers, because it takes a lot of guts to come on a live and actually talk. And let's talk about professionalism, guys. When it comes to professionalism, this is my number one pet peeve. I'm going to be starting the lives on time, and they're going to end on time. If you come late, it's just what it is. If you miss the live, you have to wait till 2 weeks later to come on the next live. I'm not going to extend the live because you come late. I understand that things happen, but it's just the professionalism that I want to keep with these lives. Yeah, and I would definitely like for you guys to share topics in the chat that you would like to see, because I have a lot of topics that I want to talk about, but I do want some other topics to see what is trending and what people really want to see, because I don't know if I don't ask. You don't know if you don't ask. Yeah, so basically my lives are going to be centered around the topics, what the guest speakers have to say, and you guys. I definitely want you guys to participate in the chat. If there's something that you want to say, feel free to say it. We're all here to share what's on our mind. I don't want you to hold back on the lives. It is what it is. I understand that when you go live and you have shows like this, people are going to be offended. People are not going to be pleased. And it's okay. It's okay to agree to disagree, because you can't please everyone in the world. But I just ask for everyone to be tactful and to just be nice to each other. And listen to each other. The main thing is to just listen to what somebody else has to say before negating it, or just be adults when it comes to the lives. Okay, so this episode is basically just called the monologue, because I'm just doing all the talking. So like I said before, I was doing a live this past summer. I did it for 10 weeks, and I just really love the topics. It was the first time in my life where I got an opportunity to really talk and to really be myself. I am myself when it comes to my social media page, but when I'm live, I'm really, I don't know if I can explain it properly, but when you're live and in the moment, you're really connecting more. I think that's the word. You're connecting more to people, and just being your authentic self. This is what the lives are really helping me to deal with my own issues and stuff that you would want to deal with by the time you get to adulthood. But most people, I'll say a lot of people, when you get to adulthood, you have a lot of trauma that is plaguing you, and you just never confronted it. So this is why I'm also passionate about the lives, because I want to deal with issues in my life that I never tackled. So that's what I got from doing the lives that I did over the summer. It really took me to a place of understanding and really seeing things from different perspective, because when I went into the lives, it was mainly, okay, this is my stance and this is it. But after the conversations at the end, I would change my views a little. It kind of softened up, like, maybe I can think a little differently. So like I said before, the lives this is a place of understanding and just thinking outside the box. It's a lot of soul searching. I'm going to have topics that are going to be out of this world. People are going to be like, what is that topic? Is she really going to do that? Yes, I am. I'm going to have challenging topics that people would not dare to do, because for me, I find that the only way to grow in life is when you're really challenged. If you're not challenged, you're not going to grow. You have to challenge yourself at some point if you want to get to the next level. And that's what I want with these lives. I want the lives to grow, but they're only going to grow if they become more challenging, and not challenging in a bad way. I want you guys to look at it as challenging in a good way. Topics that people are going to be like, how dare you do those topics, or such and such. And I'm not looking to create enemies or to be on people's bad side. I just want people to think a little different, because I find that today, 2021, and years before, people think based on what they read, those memes that they see on social media. Nobody's thinking for themselves anymore. My friend said this, so it must be true. No, it doesn't mean it's true because your friend said it. It doesn't mean it's true because it's a meme. Think for yourself. When you learn to think for yourself, it doesn't matter what you read or what people say to you. You're able to create some rationalism by using your own thoughts. And that's what I really want these lives to be. It's going to be a learning experience for me. It's going to be a learning experience for you guys. And that's going to be the most important thing to me on these lives. All right, so let's go in the chat. So hi, everyone. Everyone says hi. Thank you guys so much for coming on my monologue. I'm not done. This is really, like I said before, I was telling my sister, my best friend, that for me to talk on a live is really like, this is something that I am, and I'm a very outgoing person, but to sit here and talk on a live for so long it was nerve-wracking at first. And when I did those lives over the summer, I was able to get over that fear. And that's why I'm here now, sitting here talking by myself. And I'm actually shocked that, I'm not going to say shocked. Let me not use that word. I'm actually proud of myself that I am doing these things, because like I said before, in order to grow, you have to push yourself to the limit, and I'm so excited about these lives, guys. Actually, I've of all the work that I do on my social media platforms, I'm really excited because, it's easy to take a picture and post it and write a caption and create a video and then edit it and post. But it's not easy to sit on a live and talk to people, and eventually the live is going to grow and it's going to be thousands of people you're going to sit and talk to, and oh my gosh, it's going to be like, wow, I can't believe that. And I'm really happy that you guys took the time to come on the live to hear me talk. But if you guys have any topics that you would like to start off the live, share them, and then I'll see if that is something that I want to start off the lives with, or we can use that topic later on, down the road. But yeah, like I said, I'm so excited to do these lives. I can't wait for the next live when we have the guest speakers and we're talking about the topics, and it's going to be some intense moments and some fun moments, but I'm just happy that there's a platform where we can discuss these things as adults and have fun with it, learn, have fun, and just do it. So let me see what I missed. So we talked about the logistics. Yes, the lives are going to be every other Thursday, bi-weekly, 45 minutes. I'm hoping I want them to stay at 45 minutes. I don't want it to go over 45 minutes. Like I said, the lives are going to be taking us to a place that's going to help us to be more understanding and a place of healing. Healing in a sense that, for me, it's going to be some topics that I am going to have to tackle. It's going to be topics that I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do those topics, but I want to be authentic on the live. So I have to do the topics. And it's going to be a healing process for me because there's a lot of topics that I've never tackled in my life. And sometimes in order to heal, you have to unpack a lot of things that's going on in your life in order to get to that place of healing. And it's going to happen on the lives, You might see me shed some tears or some tears of happiness, tears of sadness, but it's going to be what it is on the lives. Like I said, I want it to be a place of authenticity and a place where you come and you're being yourself, just free-spirited. So that's the logistics. We talked about the guest speakers. We talked about the topics that I'm passionate about and the orderly of the lives. Yeah, so I think basically that's gonna be it with that's basically the format. When the guest speaker comes on, I'm gonna introduce the guest speaker, either male or female, to the live, and we're gonna take it from there. I think these lives are gonna be very exciting. And I think 6 p.m. is a good time. I know most people are getting ready to go back to work inside the buildings and stuff. And I'm expecting people to be home at least by 6 o'clock. I don't want to be on the lives that late. So that's why I chose the time of 6 o'clock. And hopefully it works for most people. It's not going to work for everyone, but if it works for most people, I'm okay with it. So yeah. So I'm excited about these lives, and I'm so excited that you guys are going to be participating. You guys are the real MVP. But I'm open to suggestions. If you guys have any suggestions, you can write them in the chat now. If not, it's okay. Next time you can. Love you too, Demaya. All right, guys. So thank you so much for joining me on my monologue for Viva-Talks. Yeah, and don't forget to share with your friends and audience that we're doing these lives every other Thursday at 6 p.m. on YouTube. Because eventually I want the lives to grow, and not to really grow for my benefit. I mean, that's nice also, honestly, but I wanted to grow for people. Like I said, a lot of people, we're just walking around the world like zombies. You know, nobody is really challenging things that they see or um what people say. It's like if a group of people say this and you hang out with a group of people, you're not telling them that they're wrong. People aren't letting people know when they're wrong anymore. They're just going around with their mouth shut or not saying anything, just letting people get away with a lot of crap, you know, and it's just not right. I want to see more people just have a say. And then when people do have a say, there's a lot of naysayers that don't like them, or, you know, the 90% are mad at the 10% because the 10% think a little differently. Sometimes people thinking differently is not a bad thing. It's actually enlightening to me. You know, I was just telling my sister this today, that I find that when you might see someone who you think is awkward or quote unquote weird, and that person actually makes a lot of sense than the group of people who all think the same way. You know, it's nice to talk to people who elevate your thinking. And that is where I want to go with these lives. I'm tired of the 90% thinkers. I want to get to a place where I'm a part of the 10% thinkers, and I'm thinking outside the box, and I'm elevating myself as a person. You know, we don't have much time on this earth. We don't have a tomorrow. People think that, oh, I can do this tomorrow. You really don't have a tomorrow. You have now, and that's it. So don't even think about tomorrow. Just think about what you're doing today and make the best of every day. So I'm thankful for you guys for coming on tonight's live, my monologue. And I will see you in the next 2 weeks. The next week is Fashion Week. That's also another reason why I had to schedule this in a way that made sense to my schedule, so that I am present all the time. And also another thing is, if I have to cancel a live, I might not cancel the live. If I'm not present on a live, I might have a substitute. You know, I might ask someone to fill in for me. I might go over everything with them and have them fill in for me. I don't want to cancel the lives. I feel like there has to be a backup plan. If I'm not going to be here, I'm going to know in advance, and I have to make sure that you guys are getting what you signed up for, what you came to see. You know, I want to be punctual in that manner. So with that being said, I will see you guys in 2 weeks for my episode 2. Thank you guys so much for coming on.